He told me yesterday that I need to get a haircut. That's what he told me. He's like, "Yo, bro, you got to get a haircut." And I'm like, "Look, my man, nobody asked you. Nobody asked you. What do you mean I need to get a haircut? You go get a haircut." Now, here's the reality of the situation, though. He was right. And as I look at it this morning, I'm like, golly, bro, I have got to get a haircut. You know what I'm saying? It's funny how sometimes in life people will tell you something that you already know, but you just don't want to hear it. You're like, man, I don't want to hear it from you. You know what I'm saying? It needs to be my idea, not your idea. It's okay if it's my idea that I need a haircut, then that's okay. If it's your idea that I need a haircut, now we got a problem, bro. Now we got a problem. You know what I'm saying? Seriously, though, this thing is a mess. All right, let's dive into today's episode of Hashtag Rise and Grind, your daily morning show bringing you motivation, education, inspiration, 5:30 a.m. Monday through Friday. It's time to rise and grind. Let's go. Good morning and welcome to the #1 morning show in America. I am your host, Glenn Lundy, husband to 1, father to 9, author, speaker, and the founder of 800%.life. It's 5:30 a.m. and it's time to rise and grind. Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you, my friend? How are you, my friend? Dude, today is Thursday. That's right, today is Thursday, March 19th, 2026. And what's crazy is today is the very first and the very last time it'll ever be Thursday, March 19th. For some reason, my brain just shot to May. It just literally shot to May. Oh, I know why. I'll explain in a minute. Today is Thursday, March 19th, 2026. And what's crazy is today is the very first and the very last time it'll ever be Thursday, March 19th, 2026. So I want to make sure we make the absolute most, and I do mean the absolute most of this absolutely incredible day. I'm coming to you live from Lexington, Kentucky, where right now it is 36 degrees. However, a little bit later today, it's supposed to be 67 degrees a little bit later today. Gotta love Kentucky, right? 36 degrees now, 67 degrees a little bit later today. Supposed to be 81 degrees this weekend, and then we've got freezing temps again early next week. It's a wild spring. A wild spring. Now, here in our offices, we just wrapped up a 2-day amazing workshop with leaders from all over the country. We went over systems and processes and workflows and mindsets and all the different things, all the different methods, so on and so forth. We went over all the different things, which was amazing. And as a reminder, I need to give a shout out to Miss Helen. I've got to give a shout out to Helen Harrison. I think you told me Helen, Bill, if I remember correctly. I got to give a shout out to Miss Helen Harrison. Thanks for watching the show, Helen. We're glad I'm so glad that you choose to join us later in the day. It's totally cool that you're not with us at 5:30 a.m. I'm totally cool with that. 99% of the people that watch this show don't watch it at 5:30 a.m. Only us crazy maniacs do that. But thank you so much for tuning into the show. It really, really, really means a lot to me. But we just got done with this 2-day amazing workshop, how to implement all these things. It's been incredible. It was really spectacular stuff with a spectacular group of individuals. It was just super, super fun. We do workshops like this roughly about every 2 months. We do workshops for leaders. We do workshops for salespeople. We do workshops for owners of businesses. So about every 2 months right here in our Lexington offices, we have workshops. Our next one, if you're interested, our next workshop is May 19th through 20th. Now, we don't charge anything for these workshops whatsoever. You just got to get here, and there's a nice little cheap hotel There's a nice little cheap hotel close to here, but we don't charge for these workshops. It's a way for us to bring people together, equip them with the tools they need to succeed, and inspire them to be great. You are welcome to join any of our workshops. We don't sell anything at these workshops, and we don't charge anything for these workshops. I just am addicted ever since the talent show that I put together in middle school. I am just simply addicted to bringing people together, equipping them with the tools they need to succeed, and inspiring them to be great. So next event, May 19th through 20th, Lexington, Kentucky. If you go to 800%.life and go to our events page, it's probably not up there yet, but that's where you can RSVP. If it's not up there and you want to RSVP, just send me a message. All right, come join us. That'd be great. Now, we talked about this thing yesterday where I just have this, we just got to bring people together, and there's something, powerful about that whole thing. So I love doing events, no matter the size of the event, because ultimately it's special, right? Like there's something special about being able to be a part of someone else's journey. Even if just a little bit, even if there's just one sentence, one handshake, one hug, even just being a tiny little part of someone else's journey, to me is it's like the whole reason we're here. It's like the meaning of life. What is the meaning of life? To make a lasting positive impact on someone else's life. That's my meaning of life, right? So yesterday we got an opportunity to do that. And speaking of yesterday, we also on this show, we're in a series this week called Spring Break. And we've been taking this spring break season and looking at it a little bit differently. We've been taking the whole spring break phenomena, if you want to call it that, and illuminating it with a different light, different perspectives. And today is no different. Today we are going to do the exact same thing that we've been doing all week. Before we do, though, you know what we got to do? We got to do some dancing, folks. Let's go. Turn it up. Let's go. Hey, an object in motion tends to stay in motion. An object at rest stays at rest. It's time for you to get that body moving. Let's go. I don't care where you are in the world. I don't care where you are in the world. I don't care if you're at work. I don't care if you're in the car. Maybe you're on a run this morning. Maybe you're working out. Maybe you're lifting some weights. Where's my boy Don Sankey? Don Sankey in here lifting some weights this morning. The only place you can't be right now is you can't be in bed. You are not allowed to be in bed. That is the rule. If you are in bed, you have to get out of bed. We don't have any other rules. You can do your dancing anywhere else. You just can't do it in bed. You gotta get up. Let's go. Feel me? This is also the part of the show where I need you to hit that share button. That's right. I need you to hit that share button. Because I believe if we can change the way people start their day, it'll make a massive impact on this planet. I truly believe that. And sometimes all it takes to change the way somebody starts their day is for you, that's you, to hit that share button. Last but not least, this is the part of the show where I want you to say good morning to me, and I'm going to say good morning to you. Whether you're watching this show live or if you're watching this show on replay, I need you to say what's up. Fair enough? Mr. Mike Rendine, good morning to you, sir. Thank you so much for being here. I greatly appreciate it. Robert Pollard, let's go. He's in the building. Robert Pollard, thank you for being here, sir. I greatly appreciate it. Miss Marla Michelle, thanks for joining us today. It means the world to me. Maria Lind is up in here. Thanks for being here today. For those of you that are on Clubhouse, tuning in from Clubhouse, my Breakfast with Champions crew, good morning to you. Thanks for being here. Kat Perez is in the building. Darren Shaw is dancing in his chair. Yes, that's allowed. That's allowed, Darren. You can do that. Mike Larkin is up in the building. Sol Salcido, thanks for being here. I'm watching live and on Clubhouse. Well, thanks for doing that. Adrian Barker is in the building. Denny Rust is in the building. Trisha Rue is in the building. Robert Pollard. I think I already said Robert Pollard. Liza Myers-Borges is up in here this morning. Thanks for being here. Patricia Frudenberg is in the building. Malika Carey is in the building. And there are tons of people trying to find the show, sending me messages, and struggling to do so because that's what Facebook likes to do. Marilyn Wilkin is in the building. Glendina Green is up in here this morning. Thanks for being here, Glendina. Bill Harrison is in the building. Tony Schmidt is in the building. Tony Thorstad is in the building. Let's go. And for those of you that are watching on replay for real, drop a comment. Let me know that you stopped by. There are 99% of the people that watch this show on replay, but I don't know you were here unless you say what's up. Gotta drop a comment, say what's up. Otherwise, I don't know you stopped by. All right? So say hello. Listen, I really want to say we're going to dive right into the show here in just a second. I love doing the dancing and all that good stuff, but I do want to say this. I hope you're doing great. Yeah. Like, I hope you're doing great. I hope you're feeling strong. I hope you're feeling healthy. I hope things are going a direction in your life that gives you hope. What's up, Scott Simons? I was never a fan of techno. Hush your face, Cat Perez. Go run some stairs. You're two extra laps on the stairs because of what you just said this morning. You should be ashamed of yourself. But no, for real, like, honestly, from me to you, we do the show and we go through all the clips and we say hello to each other and we do some dancing and all of those things. And we've done this over 2,000 times now. Over 2,000 times we've been here. And before we go on with the show, I just want to say I really, really, really am cheering for you. Like, I'm cheering for you. I'm praying for you. And I hope things are great in your life because you deserve it. Now, there's a lot of things going on out there in the world. I see the things I see very little. I see the stuff in my feeds. I'm not a news guy. I'm not a political guy. My kids will tell you I am a tickle guy. I love tickling my kids. I'm not a political person. I'm just not into any of all that. I love people and I love you, and I hope that things are going well in your life for you, for your friends, for your family, for your businesses, for the people that you care about. Yeah, so I just wanted to say that. All right, let's go.
Oh yeah, this is the moment, living for the sun, having so much fun.
All right, check it out. So we've been on a little bit of a journey this week as we've been in this series, Spring Break. And we started early in the week. We started with this calendar, right? We talked about the 13-month calendar. We talked about how the year should start in spring. It just makes more sense to start when there's new life than it does to start when everything's cold and dark and so on and so forth. And then Tuesday, we moved into AI. We kind of went off on an AI tangent a little bit, and some people got mad at me for what I said. But we talked about this whole new era that is being born in the world of AI. And then yesterday, we talked about real connection and how people crave real human interaction. And in this world of AI, yes, there's a lot of additional connectivity, but we're missing the handshakes and the hugs that really cement relationships. We're missing those bathroom line conversations that can ultimately take someone from being a stranger to becoming a lifelong best friend. So we've talked about that a little bit this week, looking at spring break a little bit differently. But today, I want to talk to you about something that on the surface, it might actually sound a little bit, what's the word I'm looking for? It might sound a little bit contradictory to some of the things that we talked about earlier in the week. It might sound that way just a little bit, but I promise it's not if you stay with me, because in the words spring break, we've talked about kind of the spring side quite a bit, but the piece that we left out is the break. We left out the break. Now hold on, because some of you are going to say, well, Glenn, on Tuesday, you were like, Glenn, all gas, no brakes. This is not the time for a break, that we need to go. AI is moving fast. Technology is moving fast. There's going to be people on two sides of a window. There's going to be those that, the haves and the have-nots, those that did and those that did not. And it's picking up velocity and it's picking up speed. So Tuesday, you told us no brakes, Glenn. Tuesday, you told us that we have to get after it, Glenn. Tuesday, you told us we could take breaks later, Glenn. And listen, now is not the time to slow down. This is an all gas, no brakes, automotive reference season. Yes, I said that. And yes, I meant that. But here's what I did not say. I did not say that you should go all gas and just keep driving around in circles. That I did not say. You see, most people, when they hear brake, they think stop working. When they hear brake, they think sit on a beach. Do nothing. Escape reality. Take a vacation. No. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about that break. I'm talking about it might be time for you to have a strategic interrupt. Not stopping the engine, but ultimately grabbing the steering wheel, right? Some of you that are watching this show right now have been going all gas, full speed for years. But if we're being honest, you're not moving forward, you're just moving fast. Everything's uphill. Like, have you ever seen somebody, running on the beach, right? Have you ever seen somebody running on the beach and then all of a sudden they like turn around and kind of look around a little bit and then go the other direction because they found out they were running, but they were running the wrong direction. And I feel like there are people in my circle, people that I know, that are looking at their life right now. And I mean, there's just a lot of people out there right now that's what their lives look like. They are grinding. They are hustling. They are busy. But ultimately, they're not aligned. They're not going in a direction that's actually getting them a result that matters. And so here's why this matters right now, right? We are, like I talked about on Tuesday, we are stepping into the fastest acceleration of human history. With AI, with automations, with new systems, with new opportunities. But listen, the people that are going to win in this season, they're not just the fastest, but they're also the most aligned to where all, like I talk to owners of car dealerships and so on and so forth all around the country all the time. And they're like, Glenn, what do we do with AI? And do we plug this AI in here? And what about this AI and this AI? And I'm like, yo, bro, hold up. Let me, listen to me, my friend. If you just plug AI on top of a currently chaotic system, if you just plug AI on top of it, all it's going to do is expose the chaos. It's just going to enhance and increase the chaos. That's all it's going to do. It's not going to solve the problem. So we might need to hold up. Let's take a break from what we've always been doing. Let's make sure that this is foundationally sound. Let's make sure this is pointing us in a direction we want to go. And then let's layer the AI that is ultimately going to accelerate everything. The last 2 days in this leadership workshop, one of the things that I taught on was how to actually implement a process. Because interestingly enough, if you look, right, like patterns tell us everything. There's things right in front of our face that we just don't pay attention to. But if you look, a lot of people know what to do, but ultimately they end up not doing it, right? A lot of people say they're going to execute on something, but then they don't stick with it. A lot of people want to put a new process in place in their life, in their business or whatever, and it doesn't stick. And so I realized even with my organization, and I've been training, consulting, coaching, doing all of that stuff for going on 8 years now. And what I realized is holy smokes, I never actually taught anyone I've taught all kinds of processes, but I never taught anyone how to execute a process. It's kind of funny. It's like you go to school to learn, but they don't actually teach you how to learn. If you really think about it, there's no class on how to learn at school. Isn't that weird? There's classes that teach you Spanish, math, reading, so on and so forth, but there's not a class that actually teaches you how to learn at school. And so I realized that. And so yesterday I was in with the leaders, and I taught them there's actually 6 components required in order for you to implement a new process in your life or in your business. And those 6 components follow the same structure as a great story. So when you were in school, somebody probably taught you that every great story needs to have a who, a what, a where, a when, a why, and a how. Same thing is true when it comes to implementing a new process in your life. Who is going to take the action? Who's going to be responsible? Who's going to hold you accountable, or are you holding yourself accountable, right? Who is the person responsible to make this thing happen? What exactly are they responsible to make happen? Where exactly is that going to happen? When exactly does it happen? And most importantly, why does it have to happen? Once you have all of those things in place, then you figure out the how. I'll give you an example. This year, I put a new system and process in place in my life, a new system and process where I work out intensely every single day, and I don't drink any alcohol at all, zero. And so who's responsible for this? Well, who's holding me accountable? I started off where I was going to try to get a trainer to help me out, but then I ended up actually using AI, and AI has been my trainer, but the who is me. I am holding myself accountable. What am I holding myself accountable to? I'm holding myself accountable to working out to an intense sweat every single day and not drinking any alcohol. Where is this going to happen? Well, 90% of the time it happens at the YMCA, which is right next to my office here. So as soon as I get done with the show, I literally just go across the parking lot over to the YMCA. If I'm on the road, it happens in the hotel room or in the hotel facility, the fitness center there, or I can go for a run outside. If I'm home on Sunday, I do it in my fitness room downstairs. So it's very, very clear where we do it. When does it happen? It happens at 6:30 a.m. every day. That's when it happens. Why is this important? Well, this is important because there's an 80-year-old version of Glenn that is begging the 47-year-old version of Glenn to take care of his body. What's up, Ben St. Hours? Yes, every day. There's an 80-year-old version of Glenn who doesn't get to choose what his health and his life looks like on his 80th birthday. The guy that he is when he was 79, 78, 77, 76, 75, all the way back to this guy right here at 47, we get to choose what that guy's life looks like when he's 80. He doesn't have a say. And so why is it important? It's important that I don't drink alcohol, and it's important that I work out every day, because the 80-year-old version of me is begging me to be able to still run around, hang out with the kids, go to the games, and do all the things. So now that I know the who, the what, the where, the when, the why, now it's just a matter of how. How do we execute it every single day? And that changes a little bit. Some days I'm doing deadlifts, some Romanian deadlifts and dumbbell squats, and other days I'm doing interval, running 400 meters at a time, 600 meters at a time, 800 meters at a time. Sometimes I have to tweak the workout a little bit because my knee's not feeling so great, or I have to tweak the workout a little bit because I'm traveling and there's time zones and so on and so forth. So the how literally changes every single day, but the who, the what, the where, the when, and the why, it's locked in. It's so clear that I don't have to think about it. When you're setting up systems and processes in your life or in your business, you got to know who, what, where, when, why, and that will help you figure out the how. So let's get back to this. I told you on Tuesday, full speed, all gas, no brakes, but then we got to look at the word break in spring break. And here's the truth. You don't need a break from effort, but you might need a break from misalignment. I'm going to say that one more time for the person in the back. You don't need a break from effort. Now, right now is not time for a break from effort, but you might need a break from misalignment. There was a season in my life where I was working in a dealership, and I was working harder than I'd ever worked before. I was working 80, 90 hours weeks. I took no days off, none. But the whole time, I literally felt stuck. I felt stuck. And it wasn't because I wasn't working hard. It was because I hadn't taken a break and asked, is this even the right mountain? Like, am I even climbing? Am I in the right vehicle that can take me where I want to go? You see, when I look at spring break a little bit differently, spring break is not about stopping, but ultimately it's about looking around and checking your direction. Because see, once you're aligned and you're pointed in the right direction, now you go all gas. Now you push. Now you accelerate. So listen, I'm going to give you some framework to take with you today. Here we are, spring break, quick little framework. This is practical. You can apply it in your life. Hopefully this helps. We're going to call this the spring break alignment check. You know how you check the alignment on your car? We're going to check the alignment on your life real quick. First thing, number one, what do you need to eliminate? What in your life is not producing results? Is there a habit you need to eliminate? Is there a relationship you need to eliminate? Is there a task that you need to eliminate and take off your plate? Is there something that is distracting you that you need to eliminate? Because not everything in life deserves your energy, and not everyone in life deserves your energy. I'm going to use the same words twice. I normally don't do that. So first things first, eliminate. Like for me, I was like, bro, I got to eliminate days off from not working out, and I've got to eliminate alcohol. Not that I was drinking a lot. I don't drink a lot. But every time I do drink, the next day, I just don't feel like the best version of myself. Even if it's just one drink, like it just feels like poison in my system. It's not about me having a drinking problem. That's not the thing. There can be little tiny things that are not a problem in your life, but ultimately, you know, they're keeping you from freaking sprinting as the best version of yourself that you can possibly be. What do you need to eliminate? Tony said she's got to eliminate dating. Let's go. One, what do you need to eliminate? Two, what do you need to elevate? Like, what is working? Whatever that thing is that is working, dude, double down on that. Lean in on that. Like, go full board, dude. If it's working, go all the way. Go deeper. Winners and those that are going to win in this season, they're not the ones that do more things. They're the ones that do more of the right things. So first, let's eliminate. Then let's elevate. And last but not least, let's activate. What's the one thing that you know you've been avoiding? Maybe it's the call that you need to make, a decision you need to make, a pivot you need to make. Like, that's the spring break breakthrough. Is when you activate that thing you know you've been needing to activate. The podcast you need to launch, the book that you need to write, the posts that you need to make, the conversation you need to have. It's time to activate. So listen, here's what I'm going to say for spring break, right? New life, spring, all that great stuff. We got the new life. Spring is the season where everything comes back to life. But here's what's crazy. Not everything grows. The only things that are going to grow during this spring, the only things that are going to grow are the things that are rooted in the right place. We've got some pumpkin seeds from Halloween that are left out in the front yard. My wife was like, those are probably going to grow into a pumpkin patch. I'm like, only if they are rooted in the right place. If they didn't get rooted right, they're going to get washed right out through this winter season. So yes, this is an all gas, no brakes season, like my boy Bruce Miller would say. But hear me clearly, all gas in the wrong direction is only going to get you lost faster. That's all it's going to do. So spring break, it's not about taking a break from your life, but it might be about breaking away from anything that's holding your life back. And once you do, once you get aligned, once you get clear, once you know where you're going, then that's the time. Put the process in place. Who, what, where, when, why, and how. Eliminate what needs to be eliminated. Elevate what can be elevated. And activate that which needs to be activated. Listen, my friend, my name's Glenn, and I'm your friend, and I absolutely stinking love you. I do. If nobody's told you yet today, I absolutely stinking love you. And it's because I love you so much. I need you to make progress towards becoming the best version of yourself you can possibly be. Not an average version of yourself, not a little bit below average, not a little bit above, but the absolute best version of yourself that you can possibly be. I'm cheering for you. I'm challenging you. And I believe in you. Eliminate, elevate, activate. Let's go. I'll see you tomorrow morning, 5:30 a.m. Right here on #Rise and Grind. Have a great day. Peace.